I am not scared of rice, just to clear that up. What's up? It's Jan, back at it again with another nerdy bookish video. This feels so weird because I haven't been vlogging this week and I vlogged like the rest of January and I just feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a while. Today, I'm doing what the heck? I was about to say the Rest and Reset Readathon vlog again. The reread, rewrite, or burn tag because I was tagged by, but it's in the, okay, let me start over. Today I'm doing the reread, rewrite, or burn tag as my January wrap up this month. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I was tagged by, also this is all the books. Okay, I'm just all over the place, I'm sorry. I was tagged by Hannah from Hannah's Recent Reads. I was like, I already have all my videos planned. So I was like, okay, I haven't filmed my January wrap up yet. Figured this would be kind of a good way to do it. So it's like me reviewing the books, but also doing the tag at the same time. 2 birds, 1 stone type of situation we got. So we're doing it. Since it is a tag, I tag all of you to do it. You know, if you need video ideas, here you go. If you don't want to make a video, choose 3 books that you read in January and just comment down below or DM me on Instagram whether you'd reread, rewrite, or burn them, or which ones you'd do all that for. So this is essentially like Fuck, Marry, Kill, but like book edition. So I thought it was interesting. I've never heard about it before until Hannah. So oh my god, yesterday so I slept in until like 11:30 today because I just did a 24-hour readathon with Sarah from Sarah Shelves. And I only got 2.5 hours of sleep yesterday and I'm still like kind of recovering. So excuse me if I'm like all over the place because I know this will be very chaotic. And I haven't had coffee yet because I ran out of creamer and it's snowing like a bitch outside. I don't know how bad the roads are, but last night they were awful. So here we go. We're gonna start. I have my mug, my Stitch mug of all the books I've read in January. I read 22 books, but I'm also like an hour and a half away from finishing listening to Jackpot by Nick Stone, so I put that in here as well. Since I'm gonna need to pick 3 at a time, I'll have 2 left over, you know, simple math. I say simple as if I'm good at math. But yeah, so the 2 left over, I'll just say whether I'd reread, rewrite, or burn it, I guess. So yeah, and then I have my bullet journal here with all my ratings and notes, so let's get on into it. Oh look, it matches. I didn't even plan that. All right, let's pick 3 out of the mug. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm kind of nervous. Hopefully this turns out well. Like, I don't know how this is gonna go. Punching the Air by Ibiza Boy and Yusef Salam. Oh shit, I picked 4. Okay. Oh, I think we know how this is gonna turn out, huh? Get a Life, Chloe Brown. Ooh, these are not shuffled well. And Guts by Raina Telgemeier. Okay, well shit. Punching the Air, I'd reread. Because I listened to it on audio, I would read it physically. The writing was really good, but because I listened to it on audio while I was driving and stuff, I feel like I missed a lot of parts. This one I gave 4 stars. It's about this guy who was wrongfully convicted of a crime. Convicted, is that the right word? I don't know. He was wrongfully accused of a crime. I don't know, but he's in high school and he's in juvie. He talks a lot about art, which I loved. Art and books that he read while he was in juvie. And Ibiza Boy is such a good writer. So yes, I would reread that for sure. So Guts was a graphic novel that I gave 4 stars to. I think this is the one I would burn because it's a graphic novel. I read it once. I'm probably not going to read it again, but it was really good. I read the whole series in like a week. They're graphic memoirs about Raina's life, and Guts was about her dealing with systemic problems. This particular one talks a lot about anxiety and toxic people in high school, kind of, or middle school, I think. It was about like being the bigger person and friendships and stuff like that. So yeah, I read it once. Just because it's a graphic novel, I'd burn it, but it was good. And then Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert, I finished on audio. I started reading it through ebook on Libby and I could not get through it. I got to like page 142 or whatever and I was like, this is not Dani Brown. I love Take a Hint Dani Brown, and for that reason I gave this one 3 stars. I would rewrite this because the bucket list trope I feel like is so overdone. Like the bucket list thing where she like wants to get a life and like she asks her like superintendent of her apartment building to help her check off these things because she had like a near-death experience and she's lived with fibromyalgia her whole life and it's like a chronic illness. One of my friends has it, so I've heard a lot of stories about it and how she deals with it and everything. So it was cool to see that represented, but the main premise of this book is that she's trying to check off these things from a list, and that I feel like is just overdone and it's hard to make it kind of unique, I guess. And like, yeah, that was the main premise of the book, but I liked everything else about the book besides the main premise, if that makes sense. So yeah, I would rewrite it to like a different main premise. Okay, rewriting it is just such a hard thing to talk about because it's like I wouldn't actually, like, I don't have any desire to write a book, so Whatever. This is all a hypothetical, theoretical, ideal. Like, I do want to write a book, but I don't want to actually write the book. You know what I mean? Okay, I gotta pick 3 more. God, this is gonna be such a long freaking mess of a video. The Shining, The Haunting of Bryn Wilder by Wendy Webb, Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. Stalking Jack the Ripper, I would reread for sure. I want to get the whole series. I got this from the library, the first one, and I have the second and third book from Half Price Books that I got recently. I love this. I thought I wasn't gonna love it because it has like a YA romance aspect to it, but I mean, if you know me, I've slowly but surely gotten into true crime. Okay, not slowly. It was a very like punch in the face type of new interest, but I'm now very into true crime and reading about serial killers and stuff. So Stalking Jack the Ripper was right up my alley. The plot twist, I didn't guess. I thought I had it. I thought it was very obvious, but clearly it wasn't, and I was shook. I was screaming. It was a good time. So I would definitely reread that. I would burn. Wait, it goes reread, rewrite, burn. Okay. Also, I'm wearing swishy pants, so if you hear me like moving around, those are my pants. The Shining, I would rewrite and make it shorter. As with all Stephen King books I've heard, that's like his problem. He like drags things out too long, so there's that. The Haunting of Bryn Wilder, I would burn. I don't know. I gave it 4 stars. I liked it at the time, but then it was a Winter Ween group book, and when I watched the live show and everyone like nitpicked it and like roasted it basically, I was like, wow, there are a lot of plot holes and there are a lot of things that don't make sense, and the ending was very bad. So I would burn that book. I'll never read it again. I'm glad I didn't purchase it. Still sticking with my 4 stars. I'm sticking with my ratings. Like, live shows I found like always want me to like deduct stars from my ratings, but I just keep them because they're in pen, they're in Goodreads. I said what I said. Like, at the time is when I rate my stuff, so like at the end of the day it doesn't really matter, you know? It's a rating. Next 3. Oh shit, I ripped it. The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Atomic Habits by James Clear, and A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer. Okay, reread The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo for sure. I've talked about this so many times. This is the book I recommend most to others. It's not just about the 7 husbands. It's not just a romance. There's so much more to it. There's a lot of good like LGBTQ plus rep. There's a lot of drama and life lessons you can take from it. Everyone who I've recommended it to loved it, so please read it. It's by Taylor Jenkins Reid, favorite author of all time. Everything she writes, I will read. She's just a queen. I reread this actually from the end of December to January, so obviously I'd reread it again. Atomic Habits by James Clear. I will... Oh no! This is hard. Okay. Fuck. I really liked A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I gave it 4 stars. I liked it a lot better than the first in the series. This is part of the Cursebreakers trilogy. The first book is A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and I didn't like that as much as I thought I would, but A Heart So Fierce and Broken was so good. But Atomic Habits I got a lot from. Okay, no, you know what? Atomic Habits I'm gonna burn because I read it once. I mean, Xavier has it, and I would maybe reread it just so I could take more notes, but like, what stuck with me, you know? And it's a self-help book, like, whatever. There are so many other books about habits out there, so even though this was a 5-star, I'm gonna burn it. You know, I like this tag because like your star ratings don't really match with your thing since it's random. I'm enjoying this. Maybe I should do all my wrap-ups like this, so let me know. And then A Heart So Fierce and Broken I will rewrite, but I don't know how I would rewrite it. I just wouldn't burn it. I guess I would put more, but I like the points of view that it focused on. I guess I would put a little bit more perspectives of like main characters from the first book. And I'd make like the fight action scenes a little, no, actually those were really good. There was this one part that was like really slow in the woods, so maybe I'd rewrite that part. Okay, moving on. This is gonna be a bitch to edit, I feel like, but whatever. How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss, obviously. Summer of Salt by Katrina Leno. Jackpot by Nick Stone. Okay, Jackpot by Nick Stone I haven't finished yet, but I have an hour and a half left of it, and I have a shit ton of laundry to fold and things to clean, and I gotta finish setting up my February bullet journal, so definitely gonna finish it today. Let's see. Oh gosh. Okay, honestly, I would reread How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Originally I was like, I'm gonna burn this book probably because like we all know the story, like I don't need to reread it, whatever, but it's such a cute story. It's a classic. Like you can't burn How the Grinch Stole Christmas, you know? So I'll reread that. Summer of Salt by Katrina Leno I really liked. I gave it 4 stars. It's like a magical realism YA where the girls have like these powers. They don't know what their powers are, or one girl doesn't know what her power is. There's this deeper story to it where it can be kind of triggering, so tread with caution. It's about these two girls, Mary and Georgina. Very subtle witchy vibes with like the powers and everything, but it's not like prominent. Like you wouldn't look at the cover and be like, oh, this is a witchy story, you know, because it takes place in the summer on this like island, and I love the ending. It takes a dark turn. Yeah, like I said, it'd be triggering. Very not subtle when it comes to figuring out how to navigate life, okay? Oh, I gave examples too. Wow, I took good notes. Rhetorical questions about being accepted and fears of future instead of just showing the growth. Okay, I see what I mean. It's so YA in the fact that it like asks questions like, oh my god, I'm so worried about the future. What's gonna happen to me in 2 years? Like, where should I go to college? Like, do I really want to leave this island? Am I going to be who I want to be? All those things. So it's not just like showing that she's struggling. She's like literally just asking the questions to the universe. You know what I mean? I guess I would rewrite it in that sense. I loved Horrid by Katrina Leno, so I picked up this one and I almost bought it for $9 at Half Price Books, and then I put it back. Yeah, so I would rewrite Summer of Salt is the bottom line of that whole long-winded explanation. And then Jackpot by Nick Stone, I would burn. Even though I am enjoying the story, it's just, I'm listening to it on audio and I'm liking the audiobook. So it's about this girl who grew up in a low-income family, and she works at this gas station, and she knows she sold the winning lottery ticket for like millions and millions of dollars. She knows this lady got the winning ticket, so she's like going on this mission to like find her and tell her to like cash it in. So she like goes on this adventure with this dude from school who was the only other witness to this lady buying the ticket, and then yeah, their like friendship ensues from there, and it's really good. Nick Stone includes these little chapters that are from the perspective of like inanimate objects, like from the waffle maker, from the salt shaker, listening into conversations, from the bed sheets. That sounds weird. Those parts I really love because they're interesting to like give inanimate objects a voice. But I would burn Jackpot by Nick Stone, but I'm still gonna finish it and I'm enjoying it. What's next? Smile by Raina Telgemeier, so the first one in that graphic memoir series that I talked about earlier. Law and Disorder by John Douglas, and The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. Okay. I would reread Law and Disorder by John Douglas. Fuck, my camera's dying. Damn it. I have so many left. I charge it a little bit, so I might have to come back later. But Law and Disorder by John Douglas, I listened to on audio. I would reread it physically because I love John Douglas. I love Mindhunter. I love The Killer Across the Table. I love that his profession is just so intriguing. He is a serial killer profiler, so he like investigates the crimes and like the evidence and everything, and he pieces things together to try to figure out who the killers are. It's just so interesting. I feel like I missed a lot again through the audiobook, so I want to read it physically and take notes and everything. So reread that. Rewrite The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. And if you've read it and you haven't seen the live show of Gabby and her sister Rachel, this was Gabby's first book club pick for her book club, The Book Troop, and their live show was so fun. Rachel, her sister, actually like came up with this whole like paranormal alternate plot to it, and I was like, oh my god, she needs to rewrite this. Like, that would be a much better story. So this is just a Jane Eyre retelling, and apparently it's like by the book. It's basically the same story. They use the same character names. There's no like surprise if you've read Jane Eyre already. So yeah, I would rewrite this one, and I would burn again Smile by Raina Telgemeier. I gave this one 4 stars, but you know, like I said, graphic memoir, already read it, it's fine. This one's about her when she was younger, dealing with having braces and having headgear, and like it's so entertaining to read about her life, and like the art style is really cute. The fact that it's a graphic memoir makes it like you're obviously getting to know the author more. So okay, I'm gonna charge this camera and then come back and do the rest. Okay, to be honest, this is probably gonna die again soon because I only charged it for like 15 minutes, but ain't nobody got time for that. So we're gonna keep trucking along, and I'm probably gonna talk twice as fast, so be ready. Oh god, everything just came out. Okay. We got Fable by Adrienne Young, Beauty and the Beast, the original 1740 edition, with like the illustrations and pop-up things. I just posted a vlog about it. I will link it up there and down below. And then Sisters by Raina Telgemeier. Okay, honestly, I would burn Beauty and the Beast. This was the worst book I read in January. Aside from the interactive elements, I really did not enjoy that book. The illustrations were beautiful. The book itself physically is beautiful, but I just like the Disney version better. Sisters by Raina Telgemeier, I gave 5 stars. This was the best one out of the 3 of them. It was about her wanting a sister and then regretting it, them just fighting through the whole book, and like there's this whole situation with a snake because her sister wanted a pet snake and she's scared of snakes, and then the snake gets loose, and it's a good time. Again, this is the second to the graphic memoir series by Raina Telgemeier, and I would reread this for sure because I would rewrite Fable by Adrienne Young. Oh my god, I was so excited for this book, but I gave it 2 stars. The cover is beautiful. I put it on my Amazon save for later, and then my mom got it for me for Halloween, and I thought it was the cutest thing ever to get me a Halloween gift. My nose itches. It just took me forever to get through. Literally, it shouldn't have. It's a YA. It barely has words on the pages, especially on the chapter headings. Like, it's this much white space, and then it's like chapter 20, and then it's like this much actual text. So like, there was no reason for me to drag this book out the way I did, but it just was not captivating to me. The whole like lost at sea, like adventures at sea, pirate on a ship the whole time type of book, I just can't. The cover was stunning, so I was like, okay, I'll give it a chance. And I did like the family aspects and the like family secrets, those parts of the book. Romance was just so lackluster, but it was like written well, kind of. But also she used a lot of metaphors to describe the love multiple times. Yeah, I would rewrite this book. I don't really know how I would. Maybe use the metaphors less times, like once is perfectly enough. The whole, what was it? I wrote down the quote. I don't know why I keep holding these sticky notes throughout the whole time I talk about these books, but never let anyone know what's important to you was super repetitive. Like, I get it's like her mantra and like her people's mantra and like her family saying that she always remembered her father telling her, but like it was so overly repeated. Like, I get it. I wrote that I did like the little reveals. The ending didn't hit me as hard as it would have if I didn't doze off for a lot of the book. Okay, so I was like falling asleep for half this book, partly because I read it at some points at like 1 a.m, partly because it just was kind of a snooze fest. But that's just me, I don't know. I mean, I heard Liv from Liv's Library / Life with Liv took forever to read it too. Like, she just finished it and she started it in November, and we felt like the same way about the book, so it's not just me, okay? Couldn't picture any of the crewmates and didn't care about anyone besides Fable, West, and Willa, but still love the cover, so there's that. We have Horror Store by Grady Hendrix, Dear Justice by Nick Stone, and akotaro, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Okay, akotaro I would reread, hands down. Best book I read in January. I'm so glad I finally decided to start the series. I might be trash for enjoying this book as much as I did, but I'll accept my fate. It's fine. I love it. And I will continue with the series because the lovely Christina got Akamath for me. I will read that probably in March. But yeah, I'm ready for this whole series to fuck me up. It's so good. It's a this one was a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but I think the second one's a Hades and Persephone retelling, and I don't know what the other ones are. It's set in this fae world, and I just love Sarah J. Maas's writing. I can't wait to read Crescent City and Throne of Glass, even though it's gonna take me years to finish probably, but akotaro I would reread for sure. Okay, First Door I would rewrite because I would just take out the rat scenes, because my biggest fear are Mats and Rice, mice and rats. Oh my god, I cracked myself up. I am not scared of rice, just to clear that up. Horror Store is this book, so it's like formatted like an IKEA catalog, and the chapter headings are like what an IKEA booklet looks like, and it was really good. It was really gripping. It's just that rat scene. Those rat scenes though, there were multiple. I couldn't. That lowered the star rating, I think, to 4 stars for me. Sorry I'm not giving the star rating for every book, but I mean, just look on my Goodreads if you're curious about something that I didn't mention. Yeah, I gave it 4 stars. I read it for Winterween and it was such a good time. And then Dear Justice, okay, I would burn only because I like Dear Martin a lot more. I read this because I was craving a POC voice in my life. Like, I listened to this on audio because I just wanted to hear the story. I listened to Dear Martin on audio and I loved it. Dear Justice, I mean, it could be partly because I was distracted for a lot of the book and it was like super short, but I also didn't really like Kwan's perspective. I don't know. Like, his point of view was just not as interesting to me as Martin's was. And Justice's Justice's perspective. In Dear Martin, Justice was writing to Martin, like Martin Luther King, and in Dear Justice, Kwan was writing to Justice. Okay, sorry, that was so confusing. But yeah, I would burn it. It was good. I like Dear Martin better. But yeah, I was craving a POC voice because I realized, because I keep track of whether the author is POC or not, and I didn't read anything by a POC author until Dear Justice on the 25th of January, so that was an issue. But February is gonna be so much better. I have so many books by Black authors on my TBR. I have a Filipino author on there too. I'm going to do a POC authors vlog sometime at the end-ish of February, so look out for that. It's gonna be in honor of Black History Month. I'm gonna finally read Becoming by Michelle Obama. But anyway, okay, these are the last two. Thank God it's the last two. Like, this was such a freaking hurricane of a video. Okay, so I have Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, which was the first book I read of the year, and Hunted by Megan Spooner. Okay, Hunted I would burn. I gave it 2 stars. I read it for my Beauty and the Beast vlog. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I just felt like it was a shitty version of Akatar without the fae. But I listened to it on audio because I own it physically, which I never listen to audiobooks if I own the physical book. Like, if I paid money for it, like, I'm gonna read it physically, you know what I mean? Unless I'm reading them both at the same time. But I started Hunted during Winterween and I just could not get into it physically, so I was like, oh perfect, let's listen to an audiobook. It's the only audiobook of this Beauty and the Beast themed vlog. So I tried it. I hated it. It was just so boring. Like, I was not invested at all. Like, I was just bored and I wanted it to be over. I don't know, I'm sorry, I could not. And then She Was Gone I would reread for sure. Lisa Jewell is slowly becoming one of my favorite thriller authors, maybe the thriller author that I love. I read The Family Upstairs in December and then I bought Then She Was Gone. Yeah, I loved it. I gave it 4 stars, only because I like The Family Upstairs a little bit better. I think mainly because there was a lot about like motherhood and pregnancy and birthing in Then She Was Gone, and if you know me, I get uncomfortable in those scenes. I just don't like it. Like, my uterus literally aches when I read those scenes, or can't. So yeah, the suspense part of it and like the thriller aspect of Then She Was Gone was A1. It was so good, and I'm glad I started 2021 off with that book. But yes, that is all of them. That is my wrap up. Let me know down below or DM me on Instagram your reread, rewrite, burn books. Thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all had a great day. Stay safe and stay positive always, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye!